Manina Baraka Familia in Swahili. Peace and blessings, family, in English. Today's topic, y'all, is gonna be peace and hmm, it's gonna be sanity and peace over lust and toxicity. All right, y'all. So I got a quick story I want to rap with y'all about. You know, sometimes I like to share information. Sometimes I like to share a little bit of wisdom. Sometimes I like to share a little bit of knowledge, but I like to story tell and narrate as well. So I'm gonna do a little bit of that with y'all as well because I noticed that um, all of those aspects they all hit different areas. You know what I'm saying? They all do the same work. They all go toward they all swim toward the same stream and swim in the same direction as one another. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's all in a matter of receiving. So yeah. So today I got a story for y'all. In relation to the title. Um, so I met a girl um, downtown in the library. She approached me and stuff like that. Gave me her number and stuff like that. And at the time, I was dealing with somebody, so um, I was real hesitant to even accepting the number. I was real, standoffish. Um, just to add on, the only reason I did take the number is because it was business related. So, being that it was business related, I exchanged my text now number with her. You know, explained to her that I was seeing someone. Me and that person that I was seeing, um, we didn't have any labels on whatever it is that we got had. Um, we didn't have any labels or any titles on things. Point blank. Period. So I expressed that to the woman as well. You know, but she still gave me her number and we exchanged math and stuff like that for the text, um, for business purposes, stuff like that. So fast forwarding about a month, a little bit over a month and a half later, she hit me up. She used the number. She hit me up at a time. I'm like, I don't even know who it is. It's that real that I don't even know who it is when I answer the phone. So I answer the phone. She like, yeah, such and such. So I'm like, okay. Because at first I'm trying to figure out who it is because I'm that lost. Don't give my number out to everybody. And not too many people. If I don't think there was no girls with that number besides the woman that I was dealing with. So yeah. Fast forward in a month and a half later, she called and stuff. I'm oblivious to who she is and stuff like that. I'm sitting there listening. Um, I don't like to be rude and disrespectful. Rude and disrespectful by throwing out names and playing the guessing game. I think that can be very rude. If you don't know, just say you don't know who that person is. Save you and them the embarrassment. Um, so I didn't know who she was, so she kind of refreshed my memory a little bit. Then when she gave me a little bit of history, I was able to fill the rest of the blanks in myself. So um, she called that day while I was over at family and friends' house, chilling, playing cards and stuff like that, just relaxing. Man. And so right then and there, she asked me, what was I doing? This is that and the third. She was looking for a vibe or she was looking to hang out. So once I told her I was at family house and stuff and what I was doing, she wanted to chill. So I explained to her that, you know, it was more of a personal matter. Like I'm at my grandmother's house and basically I don't just bring anybody to my grandmother's house. So I told her that without saying it like I just said it to y'all. Um, so she understood that and she's like, okay, well, just hit me up when you finish. So mind you, it's non-business related. I gave my number out for business related intentions and goals. So um, later on that night, I get a phone call in the middle of the night. Um, didn't answer it. Instead, I text back. And I really probably shouldn't even done that because I wasn't even in the mood to text anyways or talk. Um, Late hours, I like to collect myself, go to sleep, get some rest, reprogram, regroup, let the mind rest a little bit. Um, so I never called her back. I ain't never I did text back. She's like, call me. I guess she wasn't with the text and stuff or nothing like that. So I was like, okay, cool. Didn't text. Matter of fact, I just left it blank. As a matter of fact. Um, Now fast forwarding a little more. Um, I hit her back a couple days later and said peace and blessings. Because I'm not rude or I'm not an a-hole or nothing like that. Like, I know how to deal with people, and I don't mind dealing with people um, in regards to whatever relationship I have with people. So I text her back just peace and blessings, just real short to the point, and harmless. So she said to me, um, so she tried to call, as a matter of fact. I didn't answer. Um, so because of the type of individual I am, and I want y'all to really dig me, listen, and hear me on this. Um, because of the type of individual I am, I don't like to play games with people. I don't believe in playing on people's hearts. I don't believe in playing on people's minds, their emotions, their intelligence. I don't believe in that. You know, um, Simply because when you do that to people, karma is a thing, and you don't know what kind of person you going brew up. You don't know what kind of person to expect when you playing with somebody's emotions, their feelings, their intellect. You don't know what kind of person you can wake up within them, inside them. So I don't even play the games. So I decided to just be straightforward and honest. So text her back. Told her that I wasn't um, in a relationship, but I did have someone that I was talking to, but just didn't know where exactly me and her was at, stuff like that. Um, but also to add on that I wasn't interested in any woman. They're not even my focus at the moment. That's not my focus. My focus is just well-being. Anything to do with wellness right now is my focus. That's it. Wellness. Whether it's mental wellness, emotional wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, um, just wellness, you know. So um, text her back and told her that, just kept it real with her, just kept it thorough, you know. Again, because I don't believe in playing with people's minds and hearts and stuff like that. I think that's a risky game to play. I don't want no parts of it. So I text her, told her what I told her and stuff like that. Um, so she texts me back, yeah, and she like, um, yeah, that's cool. She said, yeah, that's cool. Um, I just want to be friends anyways. I don't want nothing serious. I just want somebody to talk to every now and again. So I seen the text, but I didn't get a chance to respond um, right then and there. So my initial text and response was gonna be, okay, cool. That's what I was gonna say to her. Um, to what she texted me. That was gonna be my reply. So an hour went past and stuff like that. So she calls me after the hour go past. She called me, y'all, and she like, um, what you, I ain't even answer, but she called and But before the phone call, I almost lost myself. Before the phone call was a text message of where you at, followed by a phone call. So now I'm a little lost. Like, whoa, like I didn't even get a chance to respond to you first and foremost. And then we just talked about being friends. And before I even got a chance to just agree to that, like, and when I say friends, I don't mean friends with benefits. Just somebody to talk to, because everybody needs somebody. You know what I'm saying? And it don't mean I gotta be that person for it, but I understand. It's human nature. I get it. Um, Human beings, we don't like being alone, at least not for too long. Um, some of us can go without people, and a lot of us can't. You know, I get both sides of it. So she said what she said. She said the where you at text, and then hit me with the phone call. So now I'm in my mind. I'm like, whoa, what do we have here? What am I dealing with? Is this deja vu? Is this an alarming situation? Something to be worried about? Something to look out for? You know, so now I got all of these thoughts in my head and stuff. And I'm like, this can be toxic. Why? It's not so much of the pursuit. I respect a pursuit. Once a pursuit being when someone likes somebody, they pursue them. I respect that. And then even sometimes when you don't get the response you want, you continue to be persistent. I get that. I respect that. But don't feel like that's what I was dealing with here. Um, you know, um, it's like somebody telling you they building a house and stuff like that. And right now I'm just focused on building this home. You know what I'm saying? And you come knocking on the door and stuff like matter of fact, you don't even come knocking on the door. You just you just make a grand entry. That's invasive. At least knock on the door. What I mean by that is take steps. You know what I'm saying? You don't go from okay, we can be friends to a next thing. Now it's a where you at. That's a pretty invasive question for somebody that's friends. It's not my business to tell you where I'm at. That's a little far fetched and ahead of the program and ahead of what we got right here. So I had to be on edge for that and aware of that. Um, I don't believe in the red flags and stuff like that because a lot of times I believe when you look for things, even as though things are not there, you put them there by anticipating it in your brain and in your subconscious mind. So I don't really believe in the red flags. I just give people chances. And whatever the outcome be is what it be. Um so yeah. Yeah, just those little warning signs and things like that. I just said, man, I can't I choose me. I choose my peace. I choose my peace and my sanity all day, every day over lust and chaos. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't have to be in a situation fully to see what things can lead to or what things is going. You know, so you gotta have a little bit of foresight, not too much judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you give people clean slates and stuff like that. But don't be foolish neither. Because it comes a time we gotta stop making mistakes. We gotta or the same mistakes. Um, you know, they say a smart person solves a problem, a wise person avoids it. So I don't always believe that you gotta go down a rabbit hole of things to get these hard lessons out of life or relationships and situations. Sometimes you can just watch others and get it from there. Um, Sometimes you can go off of your own accord and your own history, which I don't agree with doing too often because if you're gonna go off of your old history of lessons and stuff that you learned, I believe that you got to be somebody that's went through a process of healing because if not, you're gonna be judging the world and everybody you encounter in the future throughout the lens of the person you was when you was going through the things you was going through when you was learning them hard lessons from other people you dealt with. So I don't think that's a good way of judging things, but um, try to have a little balance of discernment though, you know. But all in all, I just foreseen a lot of toxicity. Um, and I mentioned lust as well because I'm not driven by lust. Out here in the world, I'm like, you know what I'm saying. And I mentioned peace because you gotta have peace within you, and chaos, as we know, is the opposite of the peace. You know what I'm saying? So if you allow somebody within your 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 peace circle um to bring chaos to it, then now you know that's on you. And sanity as well. You need your sanity, man. Um, once you lose yourself, man, it's hard to come back. It can be hard to come back. Who want to keep going through that? You know, so it's a challenge. You know, and the challenge is on you to make the right decision, the right choice. You know, so all in all, for whatever it's worth, man, I was just bringing that out, bringing that to the people, attention and stuff like that. Um, yeah, man. Protect your peace, protect your sanity. Um, don't fall for lust and for chaos. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love yourself more than that. Um, I foreseen a situation before I let the situation grow, and I cut it off. Um, I'm encouraging you to do the same. If you ever come across a situation you feel like that, on whatever level, you know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings to y'all. Love.